The teacher told us for warm up today, we have to walk from one side of the room to the other as slow as freaking possible. And I was like, what the heck is this? He's like, oh, it's no theater or something. I'm like, okay, fine. So everyone lines up, and one kid that everyone bullies, he's kind of like a fat kid. Everyone bullies this kid. And as he was walking from like one side of the room to the other, everyone just started like, bro, is that the Colossal Titan? And everyone was bullying and laughing at him. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of joined in, and I was kind of like laughing along with the bullies, and I kind of bullied him as well. And I'm not sure why, how much I enjoyed it in the moment, thinking it was like a bonding moment with my friends trying to like destroy someone's self-image. But it really, like, it didn't cross my mind until after school, walking home. I was like, damn, I really should not have done that. And I felt terrible. I know this is such a stupid story, but I felt like I was the one getting bullied all of a sudden. I was like, bro, I feel so terrible. And that kind of shows you how selfish I was, or how selfish I am. That I feel like, oh man, I shouldn't have bullied that kid. Now I feel bad, right? I didn't even apologize. And then all of a sudden it hit me. Like, bro, what the heck? This is exactly what we do to ourselves every single day. We kind of bully ourselves. Okay, hear me out, okay? Take a look at the way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, whenever you mess up, whenever you're lazy, whenever yada yada, right? You hate yourself. A part of you does, because we all have it. And I'll tell you this, and I want you to remember this, please. The meter in which you use to judge others is the meter in which you use to judge yourself. The same, like, think of a meter stick, right? If you judge someone by like this much, you're gonna judge yourself by this much too, right? And oftentimes the more that you judge others, the worse that you feel about them. Vice versa, the more that you judge yourself, the worse that you feel about yourself. Strange. The more that we judge, the worse that we find the person to be. But the more that we're just present and loving, the more that we find the person is better than we thought they were before. We accept people as human beings, like, oh yeah, everyone has their flaws, but you look past that into who they are. And oftentimes when we judge others so harshly and we turn that onto ourselves, it's like we can't even see ourselves for who we are anymore, and we only see ourselves for who we want to become and how much of a lack of that there is. Like, we're just lacking straight up. We're naturally negative beings, right? So we always look for the bad in people first, and that always tends to stick out to us more than the positive. So when we turn that on ourselves again, we look at what is bad. So of course, the more you judge others, the worse you feel about yourself. Obviously, that's like in a nutshell. And I'll tell you, being judgmental like this is only one trait of your heart with so many traits. There's so many vices and virtues, but your heart as in not like your organ, okay, bro, like your heart as in your mind, your soul, who you are at your core, that is what your heart is. Your thoughts, your words, who you are, your character traits, your values, that all stems from the abundance of your heart. And it is from your heart that all you are flows from. Everything you say is a revelation of the quality of your heart. Everything you think, not all the time, but for the most part, your conscious thoughts are a revelation of your heart. How you make others feel, how you carry yourself, the words you say, the vocabulary you use, the things you watch, the music you listen to, the people you talk to, all are revelations of your heart. What is the quality of your heart? And the reason why I felt terrible going home that day was because I saw what my heart was like, right? I saw what my heart was like. It was dirty. It was like corrupt. It was like evil, naturally. And I didn't even think twice about it. And I hated that. I hated that about myself. Because once again, I was like super judgy. And I turned that on myself. And unless you make like a conscious decision to judge others less, you'll always judge yourself just as much, whether subconscious or conscious. I knew that deep down in my heart, I wasn't a person that I myself could respect. And even now, I'm still struggling with this, but I'm just teaching you this right now. So I wrote down a point to share with you today, which is my low quality of my heart was being revealed day after day with the words that I had, with the words that I said, with the habits that I had, and who I was. It's constantly being revealed. Everything that you put out into the world, words, actions, flows from the heart. It's from in here. It's deep, right? It's subconscious. How many decisions do we make throughout the day, throughout our lives, that are based subconsciously on what we truly like desire deep down, right? We might not even think about it. It could be as deep as like, oh, I want this person's approval because my parents didn't give me attention when I was a kid. Little things like that. I mean, they're not little, but they're deep things. And oftentimes they're not the surface level things. So really, if you want to change your life, if you want to become who you know you were born to be, I know it sounds corny, but like, if you want to become the best version of yourself, as they say, start by changing your heart. Because from the heart, from the abundance of the heart, everything flows. That's a biblical teaching. I don't care if you're Christian or not, it's the truth. from inside your heart, that is where everything flows from. So if you want to change your life, start by changing your heart. How do you change your heart? Now you're asking the right questions. You have to begin by guarding it. You have to guard your heart like it's sacred, because it is. But we allow we listen to all this like degenerate music. We watch all this like degenerate stuff. Whatever you allow into your system to consume, to watch, to listen to be around, like your friends even, your circle, it all influences the desires of your heart, and your external environment can either shape your heart and corrupt it, or shape your heart to improve it and make it pure. You have to guard your heart by guarding your circle. Your circle is everything that is around you. Your friends, your peers, the music you listen to, the books you read, the YouTube videos you watch like this. That is all your circle, and it is all influencing your heart whether you like it or not. The second thing is to genuinely just be more conscious of it. And if you really want to dive deep into it, you can do meditation, be more present, but presence is the key. Because when you are in the present moment, you can recognize what thoughts you are having and consciously be like, that's not a thought I want to have. I know I don't control my thoughts, but that's not a thought I'm going to entertain, and I'm going to separate myself from my thoughts. I am not my thoughts. You are not your thoughts. But a lot of times we identify with our thoughts and our emotions. That's why we get so confused on who we are. So if you want to change your life, once again, if you want to become the best version of you, as they say, begin by changing your heart, by guarding your heart. Every action that you do, every word that you say, guard it, be present, guard your heart. Because when you guard your heart, it begins to learn that, okay, this is who I'm trying to become. This is a new habit I'm forming. And when you form this, it's almost like a new identity, because that's really what it is. Everything that you do flows from your identity. It's not who you are, it's who you think you are. And that's going to change your life. Everything that is in your life is a revelation of the quality of your heart and who you think you are. You are responsible for 100% of the things that happen in your life, even things that you cannot control. Because power goes where you shift the blame. And when you can only blame yourself, then no matter how bad the situation is, no matter how much you could control, you are going to find a way out, right? Because you have no other choice. It's on you. So, if you want to hear more from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. And as always, get after it.